So here he is, set free from the packaging, and funnily enough, I do actually really like this colour scheme. I think that this, you couldn't obviously tell in the box, but when it's out of the box, you see how the light catches on it. It's really good. It actually makes him look really good. I'm not too sure if I like this one better than the Megatron one now. As I said in the other part of the video, you know, it took me ages to get this out of the box. I wasn't really a huge fan. I've said this a load of times on the loads of the videos which I did when I started reviewing the Beast Wars figures. I never really was a fan of them at the time, but I've been really slowly turned into really enjoying them. This one though, I still find the mold sometimes a little bit tedious, and you'll see that in the transformation process video. But this one, I mean, look at the head sculpt there. The head sculpt is brilliant. I think I remember some fuss actually about the fact that it isn't cartoon accurate, but I may have just completely forgot that. Again, it was so long ago that this figure was revealed, because of course Kingdom's at least 3 years old now, so I like the fact that that there looks a bit like a mouth, which is great. Articulation wise on it, as I say, it spins all the way around. The shoulders will come all the way up as well. They'll go all the way around. The arms themselves though, again, there's lots of kibble on the back, which, let's be honest, is to be expected because it is a huge dinosaur. It is a huge T-Rex. Now, I don't know if this is my copy or if it was common, but my Megatron definitely doesn't have as weaker knees as what this seems to have. So anyhow, let's go back to the articulation. There's a swivel under the shoulder. There's a bicep flexion. I was quite surprised, and I don't know why I didn't realise, because I've got the Megatron one, there's a hand hidden in there, but there's no other weapons or accessories to go there. So, I mean, I'm sure I should have trusty drag strips weapons here. Yep, there they are. So these, you would think you can get them in, so you can put a normal 5mm weapon in there, so you can of course attach fossilizers and all things like that. There's no wrist swivel though, you can see that's completely just fused. However, you can turn and rotate the tail around and open this up like a claw as well. Same's to be said on this side. There's no real hand, but you can open the jaws, and the detail on the head is stunning, to be honest. We'll see that in more detail in the alternate mode, but the detail on the head is brilliant. There is full waist unrestricted articulation to spin all the way around. This isn't really like an ab crunch. As you can see, the torso stays still, but you can move it forward at the waist joint, which is mainly for transformation. Legs can kick all the way up and back. I've just noticed there's a little bit of hollow part there. I never noticed that before, but that's completely hidden away on the inside. Knee bend, which you've seen. There's also a knee swivel, ankle tilt, and yes, you can, is there a rock? Yes, there's a sort of rock to it there as well. And to be honest, as I say, I know there's lots of kibble on the back, but if we're displaying him from the front like so, it's not too bad. The kibble is all at the back. To be fair, you could probably adjust these a little bit more and push them in, but otherwise it's not too bad. As far as first impressions go, I think that's it. We're going to come back now in the alternate mode, and then come back final time, have him with the other uses of this mold and some other figures as well, to see how he compares with them. So then, here he is. We're back in the alternate mode, and as I've already said, the transformation process is separately uploaded. Main reason to keep the length of the video down, but also to be used as a tutorial, because as again, I just need to keep reiterating it. For me, maybe it's me, please let me know in the comments if it's just me. I find the transformation process can be, I'm not going to say overly difficult, because it's straightforward, but it's just really fiddly, which you will see, as I say, in the tutorial as well. Now, to be honest, I still like it. I still think it's worthwhile getting it into this particular mold, and I still got to appreciate how clever it is, the fact that, you know, this was a robot, and this is where I think they really do the in disguise thing. Obviously you've got some panels and some gaps there, but you can't really tell this is a robot, whereas you can tell that the robot is a dinosaur. So great use of engineering and just cleverness with regards to that. So articulation on this as well is brilliant. The tail has articulation at the back. There is articulation at the top of the hind legs, at the knee, at the ankle. And the same, of course, on the other side. The small arms do the same. They move up and down. The jaw opens, the head moves, you can turn the neck. I mean, it's so clever, it really is. And as I say, the thing that really sort of swayed me onto the Beast Wars and into getting perhaps the first copy of this mold was this one, the Jurassic Park one. And I still think that this is the best in this particular mode, and I think it's just mainly down to nostalgia. I openly admit I missed Beast Wars when it came out, but of course I did not miss Jurassic Park, so this has got a lot more meaning to me than this figure, and even the Megatron. I like the Megatron, but this one is my definitive alternate use of this particular mold, and that's why I've had this in the T-Rex mode for as long as, well, since I've had it, to be fair. And I don't usually keep figures in alternate modes. It is huge as well, by the way. This that's not a Legacy Beachcomber, don't worry. It's a Doctor Wu Beachcomber, and I just saw him at the side and I thought that's going to fit in really, really small. However, though, it is a big figure. Look, there is your G1 Bumblebee. As luck would have it, this is going to work really well now, because I've still got this one out. There is the JP Jeep, which you can see. Again, it's a real big leader class figure. It's massive. As I say, this is another leader class figure, and the jet is big, but this just feels a lot bigger. Right, what else have we got here? There's a Masterpiece Trailbreaker, and again, it's still completely towers over it. I've got a couple of other I'm going to say random figures just because they're different companies. So I've got an Iron Factory figure there, a New Age Prime there as well, just again give you an idea of the size and scale of this. There's a teeny little Cosmos from Doctor Wu, but I'm going to nearly knock everything over. I'm going to keep that in again though, because I know people appreciate where they see that I'm just normal and I do make mistakes. But I want to show you again this lovely reflecting purple stroke metallic purpley colour all down the back. It just tends to really work. Perhaps they could have put a little bit more detail on the eyes, maybe just a pupil, but again, that could be accurate. As far as I'm aware, I've not seen this character in any fiction or in the cartoons, so again, not much more to say about it. I like it, I think it looks good, but I am going to be displaying this one in robot mode. So we're going to come back for the final time. He's going to be in his robot mode. There's no accessories to attach to him. We're just going to have to do quite a few comparisons and see how he looks with the others as well. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and as you can see, looking really good again. So I've managed to get all of the others back in their robot modes as well, so we can see how all three uses of the mold do look together. As I said, dinosaur mode, definitely this one. Robot mode, to be honest, that's a little bit more difficult for me to choose, just because of the color schemes. I think, to be honest, I think robot mode color schemes, Megs takes it, even though I really like that particular use of that purple there. But there's the three uses at the moment, as I say, of the use of this particular mold. None other that I'm aware of. Obviously some of the original figures are slightly different, but this is the newer update. And again, just to give you an idea of just how big this guy is, this is, in fact, there's leader class Skyquake. So yeah, sorry, Dreadwing, not Skyquake. Same height, which you'd expect with the leader class. With regards to some other figures, Generation 1 Prime, Generation 1 Bumblebee, so you've got an idea of just about the size of that with regards to some original figures. Some other figures more up to date, there's your Voyager class Dinobot. I've got a deluxe class Detritus. So yeah, these are nice big, what I would class as big leader class figures. There's your core class Optimus Prime. So there's all your official figures. Let's bring in some third-party ones, which I know that these particular figures won't scale with. It's just to give you guys, the viewers, an idea of the size of these particular figures, as I say, because none of these will do and or are intended to scale with these particular figures. Now, as I said, unfortunately with this, there isn't any accessories, which is a little bit strange because they did give him a 5mm hole in one of the fists, but that, I suppose, you know, applies to all of these. They didn't give them any other accessories at all. Right, the other thing about this is that they do take up a lot of space on the shelf, so that is perhaps something else to be aware of. Nothing else really to say about it. I think I covered it all in the first parts of the video. Just wanted to show you a few comparisons at the end. Again, there you go. This figure is quite heavily discounted now because, again, it's from a toy line at least 3 years ago. So if you see him and he's as discounted as this one was, it's probably worth a punt at. Let me know what you think of him in the comments anyway, guys. Take care.